What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and the beef continues with Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte. Dillian Whyte blasts Deontay Wilder and calls him a liar, and the things that he's coming up with is disgusting and pitiful. He's saying that Deontay Wilder is calling Marisol leomon in tears, crying and begging him not to fight Dillian Whyte, and don't let Dillian Whyte get any ample opportunity to face me. He feels that Deontay Wilder has been running from him a long time, avoiding him, freezing him out, which can be proven now. Okay? Understand something else about this whole situation. Dillian Whyte is on Deontay Wilder shit. And if you really think about it, I think he should fight. Why would he fight Luis Ortiz again if he already beat him? You know what I'm saying? And have you noticed anything about Deontay Wilder when someone either calls him out or talks shit to him? Do you notice how he's so quick to go kamikaze, to go off? Look what he did to Charlie Z, right? Or Charlie V. I think it's Charlie Z. You know, he's that little YouTube guy that goes to fucking boxing gyms and put on gloves and then say he's gonna light spar with you, and then he ends up coming at you full force and swinging and shit. Well, he called Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder came to him, right? Which I loved, by the way. I loved the response because the dude was a piece of shit. Something was probably wrong with him upstairs, but he was doing some dirty ass shit, you know what I mean? Just hitting random people. Hey, put these gloves on. I won. He did that shit with Deontay Wilder and damn near got decapitated. But he's such a fucking buster, this guy was. He literally ran out of the ring. He did that shit with Floyd Mayweather Sr. and then tried to sucker punch him. So yeah, he's a little dirty piece of shit. So I'm glad Deontay Wilder did that. So that is a good example. But talking about fighting Tony Bellew, talking shit about Andre Ward, you know, saying that, hey, I'm going to come down and fight my own brother, come to cruiserweight. You know, those have been situations where he was provoked, or because he heard something that they didn't like, or since he heard something that they said that he didn't like. Maybe I said that shit backwards. I'm tired of shit. Anyway, they said something that he didn't like, therefore he wants to get in their shit or go down and challenge Tony Bellew. The dude's retired. Why would you want to do that? But I'm just giving you guys examples of the kind of things Deontay Wilder will do if he doesn't like certain things. So I find it real curious that Dillian Whyte's talking all this shit, the number one WBC interim silver champion, that's talked so much shit about you and your resume and your character and the fucking sanctioning bodies and everybody around you. Dillian Whyte has said probably every possible thing about you negative, and you do nothing. You make excuses or you create obstacles. That's all we saw. You know, oh, fight Luis Ortiz first. Why the fuck you gotta fight Luis Ortiz first? I mean, I can understand it, but then, you know, why don't you just fight him? You fought Brazil. You fought fucking Fury, which you thought Fury was done and dusted up. You know, he thought he was gonna knock him back in the cupboard or the couch, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? That was a big surprise to everyone, but at the end of the day, you got a guy that's talking all kind of shit, attacking the sanctioning bodies, doing all this shit. Him and his promoter, Eddie Hearn, talking about suing the WBC. And you think he's doing all that shit for nothing? And then in return, you say, oh, he had many times to try me. No. Fuck all that many times shit. I don't want to hear that no more. We've covered that, we've counterpunched that, and we've went through that whole debacle, right? I want that same bronze bomber spirit to go and say, you know what, motherfucker, you keep talking shit, I'm gonna just fuck Luis Ortiz, I'm gonna fight you. Do that shit like you did Charlie Z. right? Or Charlie V or whatever the fuck his name is. Do that shit. Have that same spirit like you did when you knocked his ass to the floor. Have that same spirit when you promised Tony Bellew that I'll come down, or won't you come and I'll challenge you and knock your fucking head off. Have that same spirit when you're talking about Dillian Whyte. You see what I'm saying? And it's not even really a question who would win. You know, that's what people misunderstand about me and my channel or my views. I think that Deontay Wilder, he does things when it's convenient to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, why are you doing this when in actuality you could have just really fought this guy and got him out of the way if that was the, you know, that was the thing. You know, of course, I think it's the Al Heyman control, you know what I mean? And he's the puppet, you know what I mean? And Al Heyman, of course, is the puppet master, right? But I just don't see that same energy. I at least want it. I at least want him to respond like, what the fuck you want to do? I heard him say one time, be careful what you ask for. But I mean, like, since all this WBC shit has happened, you know, and their rulings and their shit, I just wonder about that. Like, it's just crazy how one guy could want to fight a guy that says that he'll fight anyone this badly and not get the fight, and done all the shit that Dillian Whyte's done and don't get the fight. You know what I mean? If Dillian Whyte loses against Oscar Rivas, that shit will be exactly like Game of Thrones, because that's the episode of Game of Thrones. You got one motherfucker saying that I want to go to the top and gets his ass slayed before he gets there, before he gets to the throne, you know? But no, Dillian Whyte, he's outspoken, he's unapologetic, he's pissed off at everybody. You know, he's pissed off at Usyk, he's pissed off at Parker, he's pissed off, you know what I mean? He's pissed off at a lot of people, you know? And I think he's another Marquez, though, honestly. I think he's a guy that gets overlooked until he ends up upsetting someone. Because we don't know what these guys are going to do until they do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Deontay Wilder fighting Dillian Whyte, it's all political now. It's not even the fact of who would win. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the fact of why hasn't that fight happened, to see who would have won anyway. This fight should have already taken place. Anyway, I hope those guys fight, because I think the build up, and that's what's really happening, you know what I mean, behind the scenes, if you look at it, the beef between Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder, it's brewing, guys. It's brewing. It's created a seed. So at the end of the day, if Dillian Whyte keeps winning, Deontay Wilder keeps winning, he is going to eventually have to fight Dillian Whyte, unless, you know, some other bullshit happens, you know, or he retires or some shit like that, but pulls a lyrics loose, you know. But anyway, the shit remains. Dillian Whyte has not let off the gas, and he's after Deontay Wilder's ass. And if I'm Deontay Wilder, have the same spirit you have with those other guys, man, and just go take care of Dillian Whyte and shut him up. You know what I mean? That's the attitude I would have if I'm Deontay Wilder. Like, this dude been talking mad shit forever. Please, Uncle Al, let me knock this motherfucker out, please. You know what I mean? That's the attitude he should have if he feels he can do it. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.